Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show. We are here. We are live. Late one in the books, everybody. It's about, what fucking time is it? It's 12:23 in the morning on Sunday night. It's a little late one. Yeah, I was out of town and had no fucking time, and, just time gets away from you, and you gotta just, but I'm fucking here, huh? I'm taking care of business for you folks, all right? I know you'd be clamoring the next day if this wasn't out, so here it fucking is, okay? Yeah, I did a little down and back to Maryland. There was an engagement party I had to attend, wouldn't have been the same without me, but the night before I got no fucking sleep because my goddamn neighbors in, the back of me, they had some giant fucking Mexican Fiesta birthday party extravaganza. Does it matter that it was Mexican? It does, because, when somebody's blaring music until 3:30 in the morning, and you could just hear it throughout your entire apartment, you at least maybe want to know some of the songs, It would salvage it a little bit, but every song... It's like, the horns and the fucking, the slapping and the thing. And they had a DJ too who had a fucking microphone and a huge speaker apparently. And he's doing, he's yelling shit out in Spanish and he's like hyping up the song in the middle of it. It was going on all fucking day, all day. At first it was like a DJ thing. It was, they had a DJ who was, it was like a kid's birthday party. And there's a guy and he had animals and he's like showing the animals to the kids. And it was like kind of fun, And I was like, let them have their fun. It's the middle of the day. It's like 4:00. But then it just kept going. I went out. I had to go do shows. I came back. It was still fucking happening. And now I'm like, I got to go to bed. It's, it's going to be midnight. I got to wake up at 6:00 in the morning to catch a fucking bus. And they're still over there doing God knows what, just the Fiesta just kept going. It kept going. And so eventually I had to go to sleep and I could not sleep in my own bedroom because my window, it backs up to where the fucking party was, and it sounded like it was in my living room. Like they were having a fiesta on my bed, rolling around in my sheets, blowing horns in my face. That's what it sounded like. So then I grab up all my shit and I begrudgingly sulk into the other room. I go in the living room to sleep on the couch because I'm like, maybe that's the option. So I sleep on the couch and I'm falling, I'm not falling asleep. I'm laying on the couch and then I can still fucking hear it. I still hear it because I realize, living room has a skylight, which is basically just a fucking window. So now all the Fiesta shit's coming in there. So now it seems like they're rolling around on the couch with me. All right, blowing horns in my face. It was a goddamn nightmare. I mean, it literally went till like 3:30 in the morning. I remember, seeing the clock around 3:45 or something, and it was silent. And I just grabbed all my shit and I went into my bedroom and passed the fuck out. And then I woke up at 6:00. That's a horrible feeling. When you just close your eyes, right? You close them and then you open it, and then it feels like as soon as you close your eyes, your alarm goes off. That is the worst feeling. And it's how I lived a good portion of my 20s. I mean, a good portion of my 20s were spent sleep deprived, where I'd go to bed at like 12:30, 1:00 maybe, and I had to get up at 5 for work. When I tell you I could probably never go back to that, I probably could never go back to that. I mean, who knows the untold damage that did to my body and my mind, Will I have dementia when I'm older? Probably. Was it worth it? I don't know. You'd have to ask the breakfast patrons of the Ace Hotel and ask them if it was worth it, I don't think it was. So, yeah, didn't get a lot of sleep that morning, and I had to, I'm fucking yawning, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I got to go to the fucking megabus station, which is on 34th Street and like 12th Avenue. It's like, I didn't even know there was a 12th Avenue. And so I look up Because it's a Saturday, the fucking trains aren't running from my stop, so there's no way to get into Manhattan. So I have to call an Uber, which is half the price of the whole fucking bus ticket anyway. So I got to call an Uber there, right? Bus down was fine. And I know I'm already Ubering from the destination to the party, so there's another fucking 35. I spent basically another bus trip to, to go down to this thing. But it was fine because it was a very fun party. It was very fun, lots of fam and that type of thing. It sucks as you get older that, like, less and less of your family's able to make it out to shit because everybody's doing shit, Oh, they're in school. They live in another state now. I kind of liked it when everybody just fucking lived in New Jersey or Maryland and that was it. All right? You didn't have to... no one had to fly in from anywhere, take a fucking bus. It's exhausting trying to organize anything. I mean, the fact that anybody can get anybody to show up to anything is a miracle. So it was my cousin's engagement party. I think that was the occasion. At one point in time, this was also a party for me. Originally, this was supposed to be on September 10th, which is my birthday, and it was going to be a party for the both of us. I'm pretty sure that was the plan. And then it just kept getting pushed back, and so it's weird to celebrate my birthday not around my birthday, right? So they pushed it back, and then it just became an engagement party. Am I salty about it? Not at all. I don't even like birthday parties, and I would have been uncomfortable if everybody made it about me. So that's that. But it was very fun. And, there's also it was like immediate family and, close relatives. But then there's like the family of the family, the people who you see like once every 2 years and you're like, what's your fucking name? What is your, I know your face, but what is your name? You're just a face that's older, and I don't know it, and I should, because I've seen you many times over the course of my whole life, and I don't know whose sister you are, or who you're married. Are you married in? Are you not? Are you a fucking blood relative? I don't know. I don't know any of these things, right? So I get anxious because... it's supposed to be a lot of people, and when there's a lot of people, you end up having to talk to people who you have nothing to talk about with, right? You had like some kind of relationship with them when you were like, 12, because their kids were sort of your age or something like that. So you're talking like somebody's parent of a kid that you don't even really know anymore, and so they're just like, oh, how's it going? And you're just like, oh, living the dream up there in New York doing comedy. Oh yeah, it's going well doing comedy. Doing comedy. I mean, I want to blow my head off. I mean, you just and it's not their fault, right? Because everybody wants to you got to make the fucking small talk, because otherwise, what are you going to do? I tried. There were a few conversations where I was like stuck in, where, just went to, oh, how you doing up there? Oh, yeah, comedy. Oh, it's good. It's late night, but, it's not that hard of work if you really think about it. This is that, right? I went through the whole that fucking spiel. And then there's nothing else. There's nothing else to say. They said all their shit, you said all your shit, and now you're just fucking standing there, right? And because I don't even have a good drink, I don't have a drink because for some fucking reason I agreed to be sober this month, so I've already committed to it. 9 days in, I'm doing sober October, so I'm not even hammered at this fucking thing, which would have made it a lot easier. So I just got a cup of water, so I just keep sipping on this cup of water. And is it awkward? Yeah, but we're gonna fucking sit in this because we're in this together, And so I feel him start to try to like have his eyes are wandering. He's trying to find somebody else to toss this ball to, so he can get out of this uncomfortable feeling. And then he like launched it across the room to my cousin. He goes, "Hey, you fucking," and I was like, "Whoa, that was a stretch." I get this was uncomfortable, but that was a stretch, And so she starts talking back and is including me. So now I'm in like a 3-way with this dude and my cousin who's across the room, and I'm like, this is not, I have to be the one to leave so that he can go closer in, and then they can have their own fucking thing. So I just found, I think I dropped something on purpose, and then I dropped it, and then you got to go to the garbage can, which is in a separate location, and that's how you get out of the awkward conversation, you know? So if you ever find yourself in that scenario where you're like, you don't know how to get out of it, you either drop something to throw it away, or this is usually the first go-to, it's go get more food. Go get more food or drink. I mean, I had fucking 11 plates of orzo at this party because I had to just escape conversations, you know. But you do what you gotta do, and it was fun. You see the relatives, you play little games. You played a little game with the groom and the bride. Now, how well do you know which one's messier? Circle yes or no. You know, which one said I love you first? And I actually fucking won that game. I got like 3 wrong, and that was the best. And to be totally honest with you, I don't know that much about their goddamn relationship. You know what I did? I just followed gender stereotypes. You had to guess which person, you know, who did this, who's the first to do this. And I totally just went off gender stereotypes. Who's the worst driver? Huh? Who's the, what? Actually, that was one of the ones I think I got wrong because I said she was and he was. But that was like, I think, one that they disagreed on. Something like that. But yeah. Who's like an early riser? And I think, am I saying all the ones I got wrong? I forget which ones I got fucking right, but I got most of them right. Who said I love you first, the first kiss, this and that, you know. I just went like, I almost put myself in that scenario, and I tried to like relate to the dude, and like, cause I obviously know my cousin better, but in a weird way, it's interesting. Like, I know my cousin almost like peripherally now, cause she's like just kind of branched out, and she has her whole like life that I'm not really a part of that much, and but I know, you know, her fiance, I've talked to him a bit, and I know things about him that I can draw from, and then I learn everything else. Like, he does these, you know, Iron Man shits, these fucking, not shits, races, not shits. He takes Iron Man shits, and so from that I can draw, oh, you must wake up early because you got to train for this thing. You know, I'm putting it together. The kid's fucking smart. I'm fucking smart, you know? So anyway, it was a good party. Good party. But I'm doing fucking sober October. It sucks. I've never been offered more alcohol than in the last 9 days of doing sober October. The world is conspiring against me. It's trying to make me drink, and I'm not fucking having it, all right? Where the hell was all this fun a month ago when I was just, you know, getting hammered every night? Nobody was offering me shit then, but I swear to God, ever since I started this, I've been gifted booze. I've been gifted whole bottles of booze. I've been offered shots by audience members of half the shows that I do. I'm catching up with old buddies that are in town. I'm going up to meet with them, and they're buying me beers before I even get to the fucking bar, you know? I'm being invited to come to the hang after this. Everybody's drinking. My friends know I'm doing sober October, so they're just cracking beers around me and, you know, pushing me in the ribs and shit, and it sucks. It really does suck, because it's not like I'm like, I need a beer. It's just, it would be more fun. It would be more fun. I just got back from fucking playing baseball, and, you know, the guy's out like on second field, and he's cracking a beer, and he puts it down, you know, he makes an out, throws it to first, double play, takes a swig of beer. I mean, it's fucking America. You know what I mean? And I'm over there with a Poland Spring like a cuck. I hate it. I want to be a part of the fun. Drinking is fun. Kids, drink, you know? It's just a better, it's Americana. It's youth. It's carefree. It's all these things, Yes, I care about fitness and recovery and your health and this and that, but sometimes when the mood is just right and everything's lining up, you got to just ride the fucking wave, We were playing baseball. There was a slight crisp in the air, you have a light sweater on. We're all out playing baseball. The speaker's going and it's playing that the Sandlot song. It's playing the baseball song. Everyone's got weird colored Chuck Taylors on. I mean, everybody I play baseball with looks like they've been plucked out of the 1970s. I mean, it's like the Grimm's fairy tale version of Stranger Things, just a bunch of rough riding, like shaggy mop top looking motherfuckers with handlebar mustaches and shit. And it's a great time. And everybody's out there cracking beers and Miller High Lifes and eating pizza. And I'm not in on the fun. And it fucking sucks. That being said, I do feel physically better. So, what can you do? I don't know. And I've actually lost a little bit of weight in the last, week and a half, 2 weeks-ish. I don't know if that's the drinking, but I've also been biking a shit ton, dude. Ever since I got this bicycle, I'm like, I thought I wasn't going to take it into Manhattan as much as I have, but I'm doing it. Like, there was one day where I went into like the East Village, and then I went up to the Upper West Side, then I went over to the Upper East Side, and then I went back down, back to Brooklyn. I mean, I was probably somewhere around 25 miles in a day, and that's probably what's doing it, if I had to guess, because you're burning a lot of calories and whatnot. Here's something I'll say, is that when I had the scooter, I would ride in the bike lanes as I chose, as I please, because sometimes you gotta. And I was very respectful. I rode as you should. And I always thought that bikers were kind of assholes, with the way they just yelled at people and just kind of made, they think they own the joint or whatever. And I gotta say, now that I have a bicycle, I somewhat empathize with their hatred towards pedestrians, because like you're riding down and then somebody steps off the curb and you have to make the maneuver that saves both of your lives. Not saves your lives, that's aggressive, but like you got to get out of the way, right? And most of the time you see it coming, but you don't want to have to get out of the way. You want them to move because they're in the wrong space. And sometimes they don't, right? So from your perspective, you're getting upset with them because you feel like their actions are putting the both of you in danger. But from their perspective, they're just like, oh, I'm just standing here. Just fucking go around me, like you're fine. There's no reason to act out that much, that irrationally. I can't stop fucking yawning. And I was really thinking about this, and it made me think, I'm like, this is exactly what happened with masks. Where the people who were all about wearing masks thought that the people who weren't wearing them were putting both of their lives in danger, right? But the people who weren't wearing masks were just like, honestly, I don't really see it as that big of a risk. I don't think I'm putting you in danger. I definitely don't think I'm putting myself in danger. So I'm gonna do what I want. And both just kind of did what they wanted. And the mask people were very upset. They were because from their perspective, you were endangering them. And so I, for a split second, had a little bit of empathy for that group of folks. Now, I think it's ultimately different because the direct link with physical harm is it's an easier one to draw when you're on the bike because you could run them over. Whereas COVID was kind of this weird, you know. Is my fucking episode gonna get like flagged and have one of those little fucking warning things because I said COVID? Because I said the word COVID. Am I gonna be fucking flagged or shadow banned? Probably not, because it's not that important of a podcast. But what are you gonna do? But yeah, so I like, dude. There's something to be said for yelling at somebody when you know you're in the right. I mean, it's very, very clear. And this, even just saying this is the problem, because then you're like, well, how do you know that you're right? Because you just do. And you could spiral that into a million different wormholes of like, well, how do you know? Well, how do you know? Well, how do you know? It's like, because I'm the one driving the fucking bike. That's why. That's why I know. I know how fast I'm going. I know my own reaction time. And you're the dumbass standing in the middle of the bike lane, you know, scrolling through TikToks of, you know, cooking videos on his goddamn phone. And do I want to just like slap it out of your hand? I mean, I remember. I'll remember this forever. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was walking. I've probably talked about this, where I was like walking outside of work and I was on my phone and I just wasn't paying attention, and I stepped off into where the bicycles were riding, and this guy just came zipping by, and all he said was, "Hi, welcome to the bike lane." And it just it cut through to me, right to my gut, right to my core, because I knew immediately he was 100% right. He was 100% right. I stepped off into the bike lane. I wasn't looking. I was on my phone. And he just said, "Hi, welcome to the bike lane." And it was the type of condescension that I just appreciate. I respected it so much, because it didn't trigger a reaction to me. Like, if he came by and he just said, "What the fuck are you doing? The fuck you," like, I don't respond well to that. So I'm not going to be like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry." But he just did it with just enough, like, you know, cuntiness that was just like, "Hi, welcome to the bike lane." Like, he was really welcoming me. It felt like he was really welcoming me, which was so hysterical to me. I remember, like, he zipped by and I just laughed. And so now I'm that guy. That's what I'm saying. I'm the fucking welcome to the bike lane guy. So if you see me out there, get out of the way, you know? Just get the fuck out of the way. So yeah, it was a nice little revelation. Yeah, we gotta learn to talk more civil to each other, so we don't just fucking break out in riots. A lot of people ask me, how do you notice the crime rising in New York? Dude, honestly, I didn't know it was even rising. Here's the thing. You don't notice that crime rises in New York unless crime happens to you, you know? Like, and also, because the news, this is how it works, everything is an algorithm now, and it's geared to just show you what you engage with. It can make it seem like the crime is as bad as you want it to be. Because if the algorithm notices that, oh, every time we put somebody on the front, you know, page that, you know, got their throat slashed or got shot in the face or, you know, stabbed in the ass cheek, you click on it, then they're going to put that shit on it every morning. And there will always be enough to fill up a few articles every morning. So that's something I've noticed, where I just open up my phone, I go to the, you know, Google News, hey, what's going on in the world? And it's just like, you know, throat slash, baby stabbed, you know, someone shot, this person slain. And you're just like, Jesus Christ. But like to the question, do I notice it? Do I notice it? No, I don't notice it. I don't notice a rise in crime. I notice a rise in like crazy people and like psychotic kooks who roam the subways and just, you know, just walk on, you know, they start freaking the fuck out. There's definitely been a rise in that, but what can you do? What can you do? Apparently, there's been a rise in. We're in like a state of emergency. Apparently, because they're shipping buses of migrants into the city. I didn't know that was happening to us. Can it just happen to Martha's Vineyard? Why can't it only happen to Martha's Vineyard so we can laugh at it and make fun of it? Right? Why do they got to send them? They sent like 50 to Martha's Vineyard. That's why it was funny. We got like 60,000. I mean, that's fucking insane. And like, here's the thing. I don't know what the rules are. Everyone said like, oh, it's such a fucking politically insensitive and just dark, horrible thing to do. But it's like, is it again? I mean, I don't know, man. Dude, if a bunch of people illegally just showed up to your place and it's not illegal to just, and they're willing to just hop on a bus and we'll ship them somewhere else, I mean, that's, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a nice chess move. What we got to be doing is we got to be, we got to fucking hot potato these people out of here. I mean, if they get off the bus at Port Authority, maybe we're just like, hey, right this way, and we just load them onto another fucking Greyhound and send them to Milwaukee or some shit. Send them to Chicago. Send them to just somewhere else. Because apparently our shelter systems are all out of whack. Dude, how do people even... I've thought about this so many times, about how people find the shelters. How do you figure it out? Like, I remember feeling that way about the first time I ever bought marijuana from a drug dealer. I didn't know how to acquire a drug dealer. They don't advertise this kind of shit, and you can't just like Google drug dealer. And so I always wondered that about like soup kitchens and like, shelter, like places to stay, and like, because why wouldn't everybody try to be in the shelter? Because some people are just on the train, some people are in the stations, they're under the fucking tracks, who knows? But then some people do the shelter. Like, do the shelters, I mean, yeah, of course they suck. They probably suck. You probably don't like get your own room, But yeah, I've always wondered how they work. Like, can anybody do it? Could I go to a shelter? Like, do I have to look shitty to be accepted at a homeless shelter? Like, if I just wanted to do a little staycation, could I roll up to a shelter and just be like, hey, for one? Like, how does it? I don't know how it works. Does it cost any money? Is it any money to just roll up to a shelter and be like, yo, let me get a tomato soup and fucking bread, whatever you guys got going on, and you just like take a cot? Is that how? Does anyone know how it works? Because I'm dying to know. I would love, maybe as an experiment, I'll go in, I'll try to crash for a night. Right? I mean, what are they going to, like, turn me away because I look too... What if it's your first night? Are they going to turn you away because you look too good? What if it's your first night of being homeless? You're not going to look terrible. You're going to look okay. If you were like, all right, today I'm homeless. What if you showered that morning? But now you need a place to stay. You walk up to the shelter, you just got a haircut or whatever, and you're looking good. Are they going to fucking turn you away? That'd be mean. Like, how do you prove you don't have a house? Or, like, a place to live? Do you have to, like, register? Is it like a registration process? Is that what the social workers are doing? That's, like, the big thing. And, instead of cops, everyone's a fucking social worker. Maybe there's a social worker who, like, checks in and proves that you don't have a home. I don't know. How would they even do? Where would they know to find you? There's no way. You don't have an address, right? Dude, that was the funniest thing. I remember last time I voted, they ask you for your address, and like if you're homeless, you could still vote. And so they have like a section for homeless people. It's basically just like, it's like write down your address or just wherever you can be found like hanging out. That's literally like, that's pretty close to what it said. It was like where you spend a lot of time, Like what are some of the fucking answers? Yeah, there's a couple bushes a few hundred feet into the park off of 72nd. I'm always there, Just slide the mail into the tree. There's going to be a squirrel there. He accepts my mail and packages. And I should be back later that evening to accept my mail. Is that ridiculous? I don't know. I kind of want to try to go to a shelter or even just find one. Maybe I'll do like a day. I'll do a day stay. You think they do those? At night might get a little sketchy, I might be targeted. For my clean shirts. I don't know, folks. Anywho, yeah, late one. Sorry for all the fucking yawning. I had a long day, and so it is what it can't even say the sentence, huh? Can't even say the fucking sentence. That's the podcast this week, everybody. On the 19th, got another Yarbar comedy show. Lineup should be announced soon, so be on the lookout for that. I got some shows this week. DM me if you want to come to a fucking show. I got a pretty important... It's not an audition, but it's a comedy competition for New York Comedy Club on the 11th, I guess, and I think I can comp tickets. So if you want to come to that, shoot me a DM, And if not, then no. All right? So have a good week. Everyone chill out. Go fuck yourself. And goodbye.